with late game execution.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Continuing on with why the NBA ratings are low and why the product at the NBA is such low right now. But before I get in with what I'm about to say, like, share, subscribe. Especially like the video. Make sure you subscribe too. And comment. Hey, let's go. So anyways. Shoot. You could possibly say the biggest storyline of this season so far has been the ratings. Not even about the game of basketball. The ratings. Why are the ratings so low? Adam Silver has came out and said, oh, the ratings are low because of the election, the World Series, college football, NFL, soccer, dog races, pony races, boat races. Yeah. Excuses, my guy. Excuses. We all know the reason why the NBA ratings are low. Let's count them up. One, the elephant in the room, a balding guy from Akron who does not want to call it quits. The lack of promotion. Refs, which some of you guys said the refs are causing too much upheaval in games, acting like we want to see the refs doing too much. 3-point shooting, partially the way the game is played as well, and so much other things. But there's one thing I want to point out, and I think I already named it, but I want to go deeper into it. Like I said, we all know we're getting tired of LeBron James. We grow tired of his antics, all that sort of thing. We're tired of him. Some might say they're tired of KD. Not as much because KD is not as toxic, but some of us is getting tired of KD. A lot of us are not tired of Steph. Steph is really not running his mouth and doing all kinds of stuff, having secret Twitter accounts and all kinds of stuff. He's probably the least toxic of the three old people that's still around. Right? Right. Yes, they promote Jokic. Yes, they promote. Oh, damn, they barely promoting Luka right now. We all know why they want to promote Luka, because he's on a team with someone they don't like, the media. And lastly, the media is to blame. The media, yes, ESPN. They'll talk about the Lakers all day long. Dang, we already know this. They barely talked about the Boston Celtics, because we all know why they want to talk about the Boston Celtics, because someone on the Boston Celtics by the name of Jaylen Brown has challenged everyone in the media, Nike, everyone has been challenged by him due to him not being on the Olympic team this past Olympic season when Kawhi Leonard bowed out, except they gave it to his teammate, Derek White. And we know Jaylen Brown's very, very vocal, and he's a person who's not going to back down and not going to just shut up and dribble. So they don't barely talk about the Boston Celtics. They don't like talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. They barely like talking about the Denver Nuggets. They talk about Jokic, but barely. But all these other teams, this is something that the NFL does very well. See, the NFL will talk about every damn team in that damn league. I should say ESPN. NFL will promote every damn team in the NFL. Especially if they're doing good. Browns, when they had their chance of being good a couple seasons ago, they talked about them. They'll talk about the Chiefs all day, of course. We all know we got tired of the Chiefs. We're getting tired of the Chiefs. You watch football. But they also talk about the Cowboys ad nauseum. You know, they trash this year. They talk about my Packers. You know, they don't talk about them the way I want them to talk about, but whatever. They talk about the Jets. Of course, they're going to talk about the Jets, because we all know who LeBron of football is on that team. They talk about everyone. Bills, whoever has to shine, and whoever's doing good, they talk about the Lions, talk about the Lions, talk about the Vikings, talk about everyone. But the NBA, you can't do that. You got to talk about the Lakers, LeBron, Lakers, Bronny, LeBron, Bronny, LeBron, LeBronny. That's all they talk about. They won't talk about the Orlando Magic and what Franz Wagner is doing this season before he got injured. They ain't gonna talk about them. Let's see right quick. Orlando Magic this season are, because I haven't checked the records right quick. The Orlando Magic are playoff bound probably if everything holds together, because they was playoff bound last year and they still getting talked about, except for me. I didn't talked about when they beat the Celtics, which no one talked about. But this year, the Orlando Magic, as of probably yesterday, are 19-12. They're 19-12, and I think they might be 4th or 3rd seed in the league so far. I think they are. The last time I checked. 4th in the NBA in the East. I think the Bucks are still 5th, but they lost to the Brooklyn Nets. Whatever. Yeah, they're 19-12. I think matter of fact, I think they're 20-12 now. I think they are. I think they might have beat the Heat last night. I'm not for sure, but they just got done beating Boston Celtics earlier this week. The Orlando Magic are offensively, they're not too great. But defensively, they're 3rd overall in the league. Defense rank 106.7. Opponents' points per game 103.9, 2nd in the league. But they ain't getting talked about. Offensively, they can be better. I'm trying to look at the stats right quick. Before he was hurt, because he only played in 5 games this season, I think he scored 50 points already before he got hurt. Pablo Banchero averaging 29 points before he got hurt. Franz Wagner is averaging 24 points this season. Shooting 32% from 3, shooting 46% from the field altogether. Averaging 5 assists and 5 rebounds. He is the 2nd leading scorer on this team, next to Paulo Banchero. But they ain't talking about them at all. And they still winning without having their whole team. They ain't talking about Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs is averaging 16 points a game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 1.5 steals, 1.1 blocks per game. A hustler, an absolute hustler out there on both sides of the ball. But we'll never hear about it at all. You never hear about Orlando Magic. They don't want to talk about the Orlando Magic. Does anybody know the coach of the Orlando Magic? Nah, they don't. Of course they don't. Jamal Mosley, that's the coach of the Orlando Magic. Here's another team they're not talking about. I actually mentioned a couple of videos ago. The Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets have improved much since last season. And last season, they was on the cusp of getting into the play-in. But they ain't talking about them. And we all know why they ain't talking about them. Partially because they coach. You see what they did to Ime Udoka a couple years ago when he was coach of the Boston Celtics in that scandal. Yeah, they don't want to talk about him. But currently, right now, what is the record of the Houston Rockets? The Houston Rockets are 20-9 this season. Last season, they was 41-41. Season before that was 22-16, but that was not with Ime Udoka. So the last 2 seasons, they vastly improved, but nothing. 17th overall offensive rating, 2nd in defense and defensive rating, 3rd overall in opponents points per game, 106.3, 13th overall in points per game, 112.9 offensively. Ain't talking about them. Let's go to another team. Probably the best team record-wise this year, and they play in the East. I talked about them a lot earlier into the season, but guess what? They ain't talking about them. Cleveland Cavaliers are 26-4 this season. They ain't talking about Donovan Mitchell. They ain't talking about Evan Mobley, I think his name is. They ain't talking about no one. No Darius Garland, no one. Absolutely nothing. You know, the Cleveland Cavaliers, points per game this year, 121.8, second in the league. Opponents' points per game, 110.2, ninth in the league. Offensive rating, 121.7, number one. Defensive rating, 110.2, seventh in the league. They ain't talking about them. Now, I'm not a big fan of Donovan Mitchell. I'm just not. I always thought he never really played winning basketball. Good player, but he just didn't play meaningful basketball, as Kobe would say. But this year, he is averaging 23 points a game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 1.6 steals, while shooting 40% from three, 45% from the field. Evan Mobley averaging 18.5 points a game, 9 rebounds. Darius Garland averaging 20 and 6. Jared Allen averaging 13 and 10. Claire Sever averaging 12 and 4 assists. Ty Jerome averaging 10 points a game. Those are the leading scorers of this team. And they ain't even talking about them. And also, they're being coached correctly by, was it Keith Atkinson, I think it is? Someone the Lakers passed on. They passed on him and went for J.J. Redick instead. This team has been balling, but you barely hear anything out of them. So, in conclusion, there's probably other teams that they won't talk about, but these are the 3 teams I picked that they don't really talk about like that, and they've been balling. See, in conclusion, what I'm trying to say is, like I refer back to the NFL, ESPN and NFL promotes every team. The NBA and ESPN, they don't promote these teams. They don't promote the Cleveland Cavaliers. They did when LeBron was on there, of course, but they ain't promoting Donovan Mitchell. They ain't promoting Orlando. They ain't promoting Houston. They ain't promoting these teams. They're not giving anything new. They're not putting these teams on the front stage so people can know about these teams. So they don't have to hear about the freaking old man from Akron all the time. Nobody wants to hear about him. Talk about these teams. So I'm partially blaming ESPN for this. I don't know what Adam Silver is telling them, but they ain't doing it. Roger Goodell, somehow he doing it with the ESPN. They're promoting it. Like I said, he promoting almost every team. Even the I don't know about the Raiders and Panthers. Maybe they do. Maybe they talk about all the teams. But they ain't doing that in the NBA. They ain't talk about then again, it's hard to talk about the Charlotte Hornets, Portland Trailblazers, and Washington Wizards because they all trash. But still, even the winning, like I said, they ain't promoting none of these winning teams. Cleveland's first in attendance this season, too. Crazy. They ain't promoting them. So, I blame ESPN for this. I really do. They take the blame.